Okay, let me try this again. There we go. Here we are, 5:01 a.m. and it is the 1st of September, and I'm about to, later on this morning, I suppose, uh, go and have my biopsy done for my cancer. Um, Joy of thrills and adulation. Not really, but that's the way it is. Um, I am at Virginia Beach General as the uh, the notification says, and I am just waiting. Actually, I'm waiting for them to tell me that conventional radiology did not come in today because it is actually Labor Day and it's a holiday, so they don't like to pay overtime, so they probably aren't coming in today. That is the general consensus among the neurosurgeon who I spoke with yesterday, the doctor I spoke with yesterday, and one of the nurses, two of the nurses actually, that I spoke with yesterday, all said that they doubted that I would have surgery today because conventional radiology, who has a hand in it, is not going to be in today. So we'll see what happens. Um, I was kind of leaning that way myself. Right now, my nurse has been fantastic. Actually, all of my nurses have been really good here at Virginia Beach General. Lee was a little iffy. The nurses were good. The doctor was a little iffy. But that's another story for another time, I guess. I was not thrilled about that doctor. Um, and I have been NPO, which means nothing by mouth, since 10:30 last night. That's just happens. I was supposed to be NPO from midnight on, but I went ahead and ate what I wanted to eat until about 10:30, and then I fell asleep. So there's that. But yeah, I'm in decent spirits. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're not funny, Snowball. In fact, congratulations. You have been removed. I don't want to add you as a moderator. I am going to just hide the user on this channel. Goodbye. Yo, what's up? Me, I'm just chilling over here like a villain, trying to wait for the doctor to tell me that I'm not having surgery today, because conventional radiology didn't come in. Yes, I am at a hospital. Yes, I am. I am, as you can tell, I even have the good old-fashioned IV in. So yeah, I'm definitely at the hospital. They don't give you one of those and then send you home. You wanted every drop? Okay, well, no, we're not going to play that game today either. I'm just not in the mood to play with people today, so we're gonna you wanted I think I may have hit the wrong person. Oh well. There we go. Uh, Not anymore, I don't. I had some, but I got rid of them. I'm not playing that one today. I am just not playing with people today. Okay. Well, bye, Clifford. I'm gonna. Yep, you're gone too. I'm not. You're not. Yeah, no. We're not playing that game today. No, you won't. No. Stop it. We're gonna just go ahead and hide you too, because I'm in the hospital and I don't feel like playing with people today. So if you're not respectful, you're out of here. I don't know, what are you doing here? If you're not going to be respectful, we're just going to boot you out, hide you from the channel. No, this is not the Paul Miller channel. I don't even know who Paul Miller is. I am just trying to keep certain people updated as to. I have some regular listeners who do wonder about my cancer diagnosis and the return of cancer, the metastasization of my colon cancer that I got rid of about a year ago has metastasized and come back in different spots. So they're doing the biopsy today. That's kind of where we're at right now. That's what I'm doing on here, keeping folks updated. And apparently getting rid of trolls this morning. Oh, I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, I'm not letting this get me down. I beat it once. I'll beat it again. With the Lord's help, I beat it once. I'll beat it again. So I'm trying to stay positive. That's why I was getting rid of the negative feedback and the talk about my mama. I'm in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach, Virginia. Almost, you can almost hit the ocean from the hospital. Oh, I don't. That's why they were. That's why I was getting rid of them as I went. If I deleted anybody by mistake or hit anybody by mistake, that's on me. But I don't think I did. Yeah, they just woke me up from my morning meds, and I figured I'd go live and let some folks try to know what was going on. I tend to do a live periodically, or I'll do a video every day, a live or a video almost every day, just to kind of A, keep me in the algorithm, and B, keep folks posted as to what's going on. Actually, the other way around. A, keeps folks posted, and B, keeps me in the algorithm. I'm speaking in reverse this morning, apparently. Oh, excuse me. That was actually my ileostomy that just went off, folks. I'm sorry about that. Very No, you don't, but if you're polite, I'd be happy to get to know you. What do I want to do most when I get out of the hospital? Curl up with my wife. She and I have not, we've only been married for 14 months. We were married on last Father's Day. So, yeah. She and I are talking about I was actually sick with colon cancer when we were married and undergoing chemo. So we haven't had a proper honeymoon yet either. I'd like to take her on a proper honeymoon. She wants to go. She was a reenactor in Wisconsin. I started to say New Hampshire, but she was a reenactor for the Revolutionary War in Wisconsin, and she wants to go to Colonial Williamsburg. So I'm thinking about taking her there when I get out of the hospital. That's where she really wants to go. She wants to visit we have what's known as the Colonial Triangle. We have Williamsburg, Yorktown, Jamestown, all within about an hour and a half of each other, and she'd like to visit all three. And I haven't been to any of them in years, so that's where she wants to go. I'll take her, especially in the fall. The fall is really pretty because it's up towards the mountains. So that's the plan anyway. We'll go up there. Our wedding is our anniversary is actually in June, but I want to take her up in the fall because I think it's prettier up there. Oh yeah, I used to live in New Hampshire for about 10 years with my first wife, and we didn't live far from Laconia. I don't know if you're familiar with that area or not. And that area is up in the Green Mountain. Oh, excuse me, the White Mountains. It's up in the mountains of New Hampshire, and we used to go up around Lake Winnipesaukee, which was leaf peeping paradise, as it's referred to up there. Yeah, I lived up there for like 10 years. That area up there around Laconia is really pretty. I was about an hour from Laconia, but so for us it was a day trip. Yeah, we'd actually take the train. There's a train that goes around the lake, and it's up in, it's not far from what's known as Franconia Notch, which is one of the first areas in the country to vote. But that's not why we'd go up. We'd go up because it's also there's only like 8 people that live in Franconia Notch. But the train still goes through there. And they're like one of the first areas in the country to vote. Or not far from there. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, I scratched this arm. But yeah, it's some very pretty country. Oh yeah, they just came in, gave me my meds, and I'll probably go for another 10 or 15 minutes and then end this live and crash for a couple hours until the doctor comes in. Hello. I'm sorry, Travel. I didn't see you. Hello, King Bunny. How are you? I'm just keeping some folks posted as to what's been going on with me. With 800 followers. Yes, I know that's not the thousands and thousands, but I do appreciate my followers. I tend to keep folks abreast of what's going on with the goodbye, Derailed. We're not. You were cool until you chimed in with the oil up. I am going to hide you from the. There we go. Yep, we're gonna hide that one. Okay, goodbye. I am not in the mood for the disrespect this morning. Or the trolls. Sorry, just not. Just not in the mood. If you want to know what's going on with me, great. If you don't, go find somewhere else to play. I'm not trying to play with anybody today. I'm too sick for that. No, I'm not an engineer. I'm actually retired state security. I did 23 years with the state of Virginia. My brother's one of my brothers is an engineer. And my roommate's not an engineer, but he works for an engineer. Oh, we're gonna hide you though. Have a great day. the 5 in the morning seems to be the time for the trolls, apparently. Which I just don't feel like playing with today. If you have any serious questions or just want to chat, I'm cool with that. But if you want to be funny, haha, go do it somewhere else. I'm just not feeling it this morning. Just not feeling it. So, I'm going to go live here for a few more minutes. And if you have any real questions, and I do mean real questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them for you. If you just are on here to be a troll, this is not the place for that. Yes, I am in the hospital. Yes, they just gave me my meds. Yes, I'm on to update those who actually care to know what's going on, which there are a few. And yes, I am on here to try to keep the algorithm, keep me in the algorithm is what I'm trying to say. I have 4 spots that they are going to do they're going to biopsy today, and hopefully they all come back negative for cancer. They're all just nodules that they can monitor. The medications that they currently have me on are shrinking some of them, which is a blessing, and I am trying to stay positive. So if you're here for positive reinforcement or positive, something to say something positive, I'm here to listen. Otherwise, I don't have time for you. If you're here just to be a troll, go be a troll somewhere else. I will hide you from the channel if you're not here to be. Yep. Wife and I share the channel, that's why we're the Mutts. Pacific Northwest. I have a roommate that would love to move to the Pacific Northwest. I'd like to visit, but I don't know that I'd want to live there. Y'all have got some strange gun laws. I'm very much a pro-gun guy, but for Pacific Northwest, I'm sorry, you have to go. Like I said, I'd love to visit that area. And I'm doing my best to stay strong, so. But, I'm doing it okay, I guess. I mean, all things considered. Like I said, the medications that they're putting me on have got the, one of the first meds that they've got me on is a steroid, and that seems to be shrinking some of the fluid, so I'll take it. Yeah, I own a few, and I'm not putting them on a registry. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I didn't register to buy them. I've had them. They were family heirlooms that were gifted to me prior to some of our current gun laws here in Virginia. That are mine, but they're not. I'll lose them in a boat accident, quote unquote, before I let that happen. So, brain and neck surgery. Ooh. Yeah, they're going to be biopsying the, for me, they are biopsying the adrenal gland, and that's going to, and then they're going to treat all 4 of my masses, or spots slash masses, none of which are bigger than 2.5 inches, according to what they're telling me. They'll treat all of them with radiation. They're not even going to do chemo this time, at least not right off the bat. I haven't done I did chemo with my colon cancer like 2 years ago. Funny thing is, and I don't mean funny haha, I just mean funny ironic, was about 6 months ago I was declared completely cancer free, and now I've got like 4 masses, which blows my mind. So that means that they're catching them early, because I didn't have them 4 months ago, and they're all less than 2 inches, so they're not. I don't take them as highly aggressive. Milk? What about milk? I'm sorry you missed your brother John. I have a sister I miss. She passed away in 2014. So. I like chicken too. My morning started out with a nurse giving me my meds. That's how my morning started. So hopefully the med that they gave me will knock me out here shortly, and we'll go from there. But I'm expecting them to come in and tell me that the conventional radiology, which is taking the holiday, I think, along with the doctor who I spoke with, along with the nurse that I spoke with, we all seem to think that the conventional radiology is taking the holiday, and it won't be here, so I won't be having the surgery till tomorrow. But we'll find out. I'm kind of hoping so, to be honest. I mean, it's just a biopsy, which they'll have me home later on today, provided there's no complications, but there shouldn't be. Just make sure you do your research. Oh, I trust no one, DTA, when it comes to this. I'm definitely doing my research. Believe me, I'm definitely doing the research. I don't blindly trust anybody, and that's especially doctors. I had one that misdiagnosed me in 2003, and ever since then, like, no, I'm not. Yeah, I don't play with that. That is definitely not. There we go. That is definitely not something I'm going to play with. And thank you. I hope it goes well today too. I hope it goes well, period, to be honest. Whoops, this is sliding sideways. I'm sorry, folks. Maybe I'm better off going sideways. Maybe I look better. I don't know. I just got woken up by my nurse who gave me my my pain meds and my meds for the to shrink the tumor. Nathan, that's what's going on. And I decided to go live. I was awake and wanted to keep some folks appraised of what I had going on, of my 800 and some odd followers, which all of you good people are more than willing, are more than welcome. It's not willing, but welcome to follow me if you wish. No, I'm NPO. I'm nothing by mouth because I've got to go have my. I'm supposed to have my biopsy today, so I'm nothing by mouth until they find out that whether or not I'm going in. But I made sure to eat at around 10:30. I'm sorry that your mom's going to surgery, Nathan. I hope it's nothing super, super serious. Although surgery's always serious anytime you go on. Anytime they put you under anesthesia, it's serious. So I get it. I really do. I hope your mom's okay. My full story, by the way, for those who might be interested, my full story with the colon cancer and the cancer in general, uh, you'll be able to find on Mutt's colon cancer journey under my playlist. I'll be adding this live later. Ooh. Yeah, the last surgery I had, they were trying to reverse the colostomy that I had, and they were able to they were able to reverse the colostomy and give me a temporary ileostomy. It took 9 hours. I've got a lot of scar tissue from hydrocephalus in my abdomen because it used to go down into the abdominal wall. Now it goes to the heart. Funny how the heart feeds on spinal fluid like a candy, like sugar, as it was explained to me and I looked into it. And that's just the best way to describe it. Whew, man, 6 hours, that's rough. Not like 9 is the longest I've ever been under that I know of. Yes, that is serious. 6 hours. Yep, I agree with you. Well, my prayers will be with her. Lord, I pray for Nathan's mom right now, Father, that you would just have your way with the surgeons, that you would guide their hand, and that you would just give her a peace about the whole situation, Father. Yes, he did. John 3:16. Lennox, I am very much a believer in Christ. So I agree. He died at the cross. But the important part wasn't that he died at the cross, it was that he rose again on the third day. You're 12? I don't know, brother. That is rough news. I don't know. Do you have other family, Nathan? I really do. Man, that is rough. I'm sorry to hear that, Nathan.
Message for you, son.
Oh. Wow, I went 10 minutes past what I was going to go past. But if anybody needs to talk, that's what I'm here for, I guess. It could be worse, but it can be scary at 12. Believe me. I think you might lose a parent, so I can see where they're coming from. But you're right. It could be worse. But we're gonna believe in the best for his mom and her 6-hour surgery. And that she's gonna come out okay, and that she'll be able to take care of him. That's where we're gonna go with that, because that's what I've got to believe in. Yep. I understand that, Nathan. You go ahead and you go to bed, bud. Cool, no problem. Doggone. I'm sorry that you lost all those people. I lost my dad in 2023. I still have my mother though. Bless you too, Nathan. You get some rest, buddy. Your life is bodybuilding and have nothing to strive for now, and all I can do now is cry in my bed. Wow, I should everything I have ever worked for go down the drain. My relationships, money, and health. But all I can say is one day at a time. I don't even know what to say to that, other than one day at a time. And I don't mean to be flippant about it. I'm not trying to be. I just don't have words for that. I can see where losing all of those people in 1 year could be heartbreaking. You know what? I was there. I've been there. I've lost 2 daughters, and I've been there. And if it weren't for a buddy who literally dragged me out of the house one day and showed me some good things about life, I probably wouldn't be here either. But that was 13 years ago. and now I'm a newlywed. We just got married, not this past Father's Day, but the Father's Day before that. So we've been married for about well, no, it is coming up on 16 months. We've been married for 16 months, so life has gotten good. Definitely gotten better. My mother absolutely adores her, so that's a good thing. I still have my mom, and my mother and her are very tight, so I'm thankful for that. So it does get better. It just takes time, and that sucks as an answer. I know. Believe me, I know how that sucks. But if you're a believer and you stay strong in prayer and in the Word, then it will. I promise. That the adage that time heals all wounds is just that. It's an adage. It doesn't heal the wound, it scars the wound, but you'll always have that scar to remind you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It doesn't, it doesn't heal the wound, it just scars the wound. But hey, they say women dig scars, right? That's me trying to put a little levity in. I'm sorry if that bothered you. That was not my intention at all. Believe me, I have definitely been there. Yeah, stay tight with her. Well, brother, if you catch me online, I'll always talk. Or at least I'll talk less and listen more, which sounds to me like something you could use. If you come on and you say, "Oh, I need to talk," and you need to listen, meaning I need to listen and you need to talk, that's fine too. And I'm on, not necessarily at this time every morning, because I'm not always on at 6 in the morning or quarter to 6 in the morning, but I am on at some point in the day. It varies. Sometimes I'm on at 2 in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm on early in the morning. Sometimes I'm on at early in the morning and at 2 in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm on at 8, 9 o'clock at night. But I usually go live. I know that my wife and I have a live that we do together. It'll be starting back up hopefully in the next day or few days, and it'll be going on Sundays. And like this next Sunday will be where we usually have a topic. Next Sunday it's Native American myths and legends. I also have a daughter that I can talk to when I need to. She lives with her mama right now, which is from my first marriage. Brother, I was feeling so lost after the death of my first daughter that I was downing a gallon of Jameson's, a half gallon of Jameson's in a day and a half. I get it. Believe me, I do. That's how lost I was feeling. And like I said, if it weren't for a buddy of mine who literally threw me into a shower, fully clothed, into a cold shower to snap me out of it, and then dragged me into his truck to show me some, to quote unquote touch grass, I probably wouldn't be here. And that was 13 years ago. I was just that in the hole. I've been homeless because of my depression. I just couldn't hold down a job. I get it. What changed my mind? Time. It sucks as an answer. God, I know it sucks. But, and I still miss, don't get me wrong, I still miss my daughter. I still miss my dad. But I know that, and I miss my other daughter. I have two daughters that I've lost by two different women, both of which I was engaged to at separate times. My father's photography was something that I latched onto. I actually still shoot with his camera. I have found other coping mechanisms to deal with my depression. I write. You may find that you have a talent that you don't even know you have right now. I write short stories. I write poetry. Not so much poetry anymore. I shoot a lot of pictures. And I shoot with my dad's camera. I was given the last camera he ever used, and I still use it. So it's not that it changed my mind, it just gave me something new to focus on. Does that make sense? You're never going to forget these people. These were important people and animals in your life. You said you also lost your childhood dog, I believe. You're not going to forget them, okay? But there are aspects of them that you are going to carry on with you. I'm not a gamer. not really. I play like Star Trek Fleet Command, but so I really and I don't play as much as I did before. I still play about once a day for maybe an hour, but or once every couple of days just to stay in the alliance that I'm in because I really like a lot of the guys in that alliance. But I'm not a true gamer, so I can't speak on that, to be honest. Well, you don't want to stay in anything that makes you feel trapped. If the video games are making you feel trapped, find something else. I sounds simple, I know. It's not. And I'm not making light of the situation at all. But if it makes you feel trapped, you don't want to stay there, believe me. And it depends on which, and it can depend on which game you're playing too. I've been there. God knows I've been there. And other than giving you these few little hints and tips, I don't know what else to say. I really don't. I mean, you're gonna have to find it in you. Is all I can say. Well, get a couple. Set an alarm. It's 6 o'clock now. Set an alarm for noon. That's 6 hours, and it won't be 5 o'clock. I need at least six. Uh, I can survive on four. It's not pretty, but I can survive on four. But um, do what you need to do. Set the alarm to wake yourself up. Yeah, you're gonna have to force yourself out of bed. What would your loved ones want you to do? Would they want you to remember them sadly, or would they want you to remember them fondly? That's what I had to ask myself. I'm not saying that's what you have to ask yourself. I'm saying that's what I had to ask myself. How do they want me to remember them? Like I said, you can subscribe to me, and anytime you catch me online, I'm available to listen or to talk, whichever you prefer, or both. I'm actually getting ready to call it myself. I've been going for a little bit longer than I had anticipated, and I'm quite honestly the medication. I started to give the medication, and Facebook or YouTube doesn't like that, but the medication they gave me is starting to make me sleepy. So I am getting ready to call it myself. But anytime you need to chat, you know, that I'm not super medicated, um, I'm more than willing to talk and or listen, like I said. But yeah, you be safe, stay strong. Call it a night if you need to. I get it. And I am going to call it myself. I will catch you later, hopefully. Let me know how you're doing. Please subscribe and let me know how you're doing. Okay? And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. I'm not just saying it just to say it. I genuinely mean it. But I've been on for an hour and I am starting to get sleepy, so I am going to hop off of here. And I will catch you later. I promise. I will be around. I'll catch you later.